Book 38 of 2019 was Take Control of Your Life by Mel Robbins. I've spoken before about Kick-Ass by Mel Robbins, and this one is another Audible original, technically not really a book, but it is an audio book, so I'm going to say that it is a book as part of my book count. And it's quite similar to Kick-Ass in the sense of it's basically people who are struggling with something in life, and there's reasons for why they're struggling with it, and they've come to Mel Robbins for like a coaching session. So there's not as many in this one, I don't think. I think there's about 6 in here. It doesn't have to say it on my review. There's about 6 people that she's coaching, but this one's quite different because firstly because of what she's coaching them about. So there's different reasons for why they've come to the coaching session. I think this one's more kind of like about fearing stuff. So it's kind of like there's a guy who's fearing changing careers. There's someone who is like hoarding quite a lot of stuff in their house, and they won't tidy it up, and they're quite fearful of tidying it up, but they'll tidy like a cupboard that it has no door on it, but not what's behind all the doors. And there's someone who is kind of like reliving childhood trauma, and they're bringing that into their relationship and kind of criticising their partner because of the relationship that they had with like their alcoholic dad and stuff like that. So there's different people that have different kind of things that they're dealing with, that have come to the coaching session with Mel. And like I said in the previous one, like it's very much like a therapy session. Like you are listening to an authentic, open discussion about the things that they're fearful of, the patterns that they're doing in their life, and how they want to change, and they don't recognise what the patterns are. And Mel Robbins is really good at kind of asking questions and kind of getting them to recognise the patterns that they're doing and to address those and to do something about them. So like at the end of one of the coaching sessions, she got one of the women to call her husband, partner, whatever, to arrange to like sort out her garage and clear it out and bin the stuff that she'd been hoarding. So it was kind of like really interesting to kind of see how some trauma in that person's life could create these issues, and then what to do about it. As I explained on my other one, it kind of resonated with me a little bit on one of them, which was about how this woman just couldn't speak up and speak her truth because she felt very emotional in situations, because she was always so used to putting her feelings like under wraps and pushing them down and trying to please everybody. She was a people pleaser, because in the past if she didn't people please, she'd get like shouted at or hit or whatever. And so in order to avoid that physical threat, she had to people please. So that's what she was doing. She was doing it out of safety. So she kind of like recognised that in herself. This one's a bit different to the Kick-Ass one because Mel Robbins actually dissects this one. So she just a bit of an intro, then does the coaching session, then reflects on it. And I think the reason she's doing that is because she's trying to, one of the chapters is directly relevant to you, the listener, and what you're going to do about yourself and whatever. So she's kind of dissected it more, trying to discuss it more and kind of make you understand how it could apply to you. So really, really fascinating, really interesting, and I definitely recommend like giving it a listen, just for like your own kind of like understanding what you do and how you can like address things that are holding you back, and if you're fearful of anything, like how you can address that and sort that out for yourself. So yeah, I mean, maybe I think read this one or the other one, because they are quite similar, and they are, not that they're repeating the same thing, but they're of a similar format and structure, apart from the fact that this one dissects it more. But this one becomes repetitive because, excuse me, you'll listen to the coaching session and then Mel will be talking about it, but then she'll play it again, and it's like, oh, you don't really need to play it me again, because I remember it after listening to it. So that was kind of a little bit like, I preferred the other one because that wasn't happening, but in this one I preferred it because she was dissecting it and she was going over it, and if you hadn't have got it yourself the first time, she kind of like pointed stuff out to you. So it was good for that reason, and I think it would be great to be coached by Mel, because she she just has a way of asking questions and a way of, you know, being authentically compassionate with you, and sharing empathy and being like, you know, yeah, I was like that too, and I did it for this reason, and, you know, getting you to kind of understand why you're doing the things that you're doing, but with no judgment, and that's really nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it as a listen, particularly if you're interested in how you are as a person, and what you're doing to sabotage yourself and stuff. So yeah, it was really good for that.